When you drive a Chevy, it's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, brought to you by Liuna Labor's Local 663, who remind us, hey, drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. Coming to you live from the Bambino's Italian Cafe studio. Bambino's home of the Quarterback Club, which starts September the 9th. And a coach who will be a part of that, Kickapoo head football coach Nate Thomas. Coach, thanks so much for your time today.
Oh, thanks for having me on, Guy.
Coach, 8-2 a season ago, a tremendous season. What are you having to replace coming off of that 8-2 season due to graduation?
We graduated a lot of guys for sure. It was the biggest class that we've had up to that point. We had 27 seniors. We replaced them with another 31 this year. So it's just our program continues to grow, which is what we need. We just need numbers and those things to increase. And I think we've done a good job of that here in the past. So we've got 31 more seniors this year. We got 95 guys out, 10 through 12. So, and then we got 52 freshmen. So our numbers are really good right now.
Outstanding. And over the summer, I know we had Coach Learman on from Liberty North a few days ago, and he talked about you guys getting together over the summer. What was outside of that, and you can conclude that as well, but what was the summer like for the Chiefs?
It was busy for sure, just like it always is. We go through June and we just do some 7-on-7, and we bring some schools in over here, and we try to limit how much really football stuff that we do. The weight room's big that month, and then this past month in July, just like everybody else across the state, we're in camp, and we hit it hard for those 3 weeks, and we finished that last week of camp just like we have the last couple of years, where we've traded back and forth with Liberty North. They came to us last year. They just spend the night in the gym, so it was our turn to go up there to them, and we just have a little 2-day camp, go up, practice at night so the heat isn't an issue, and practice till about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then put them to bed, and we get up really early the next morning at 7 a.m. and hook it up again. And, I think it's been something that's really, really good for us. Those guys are the defending Class 6 state champions. For us to get that kind of look this early in the season, I think is very important to our program.
We're almost 2 weeks into the fall practice. What's practice been like? Are you guys relatively healthy at this point?
Well, somebody made a deal with the devil with this weather that we've had the last 2 weeks. I mean, we went out, we had the practice before school today with the worst day in football with pictures today. So we went at 6 a.m. and we had coaches in pants and hoodies. And I mean, it was 58 degrees this morning when we went out there. So our guys are kind of spoiled right now. The last couple of days have been, high 70s and a nice little breeze. And I think it's going to come crashing back to reality, it looks like, on Sunday. And we're back into the kind of the normal August weather, which is what we need, because we know at some point it's going to get hot again. We need to be able to practice in that and be able to acclimatize ourselves to what kind of environment that we're going to be playing in on a Friday night.
As you head into the jamborees, obviously with the large senior class that you graduated a year ago, what are some goals as you head into this outside of everybody I've asked this question to says, number one, stay healthy.
Yep.
Coming out of it. But what are the Chiefs' goals going into a jamboree this Friday night?
I think we still have some boxes to check off. With Chase Hamey graduating, our senior quarterback last year, and moving on to Evangel, we got 2 guys that are fighting for that spot right now. So we're still in evaluation mode and grading everything, and those guys are fighting for that job, as well as a couple other positions within our football program right now. It's just one more evaluation tool that we use as coaches to try to put the best 11 guys on the field come week 1. Obviously, you want to be healthy, and then having the luxury of going up against Nixa and Ozark and 2 really, really good programs. It kind of gives you a barometer of where we're at and where we need to be and within our program as we head into week 1.
Talking about your schedule, obviously it has changed drastically. The Ozark Conference has disbanded, I guess, so to speak, and you guys have went into the COC. Are there games that you're really looking forward to? I mean, maybe teams you haven't seen. Maybe you go back to your alma mater and you get to play there. But what are some other teams that you're looking forward to playing that you haven't had the opportunity to play since you've been a Kickapoo?
That's a really good question. A lot of them on our schedule that we've actually jumped over into the COC. We have actually played before. COVID year, a deal came up where Webb lost a game the night before or 2 nights before to Carthage. We lost a game when we were supposed to play Rolla, and we had the opportunity to go play Webb City at Webb City. So you circle those games for sure. Those big programs that are, the story programs in Southwest Missouri, sure. But you look at our schedule top to bottom. It's a situation where, and we talk to our kids, you better be ready to play every Friday night. There's really really good competition in the COC, and it's something I think is going to pay dividends for all 10 teams come playoff time.
As you from now until following up with the jamboree, when you go into that first week, you've got Joplin at home. What's that week going to be like?
Our kids have been looking forward to it without a doubt. To end the season with them, and that for them to knock us out of the playoffs. For me to say that it hasn't driven our off season and been motivation, I would be lying. Joplin's a really good football team. They're run by really, really good coaches. It's a matchup that, it's been a while since we've had a big time matchup week one in our program in a while, where it's two kind of premier teams that, you think are going to be hopefully at the top of the conference. And, it's something that obviously drives practice and how focused we need to be and what we need to get out of practice each day. You focus on that and you talk to the guys about how important every day is.
Again, visiting with Kickapoo Chiefs head football coach Nate Thomas. And Coach Thomas, as you get through, maybe week 5 or 6, what's one player on your team that maybe folks aren't looking at now? You've had several quarterback club players of the year there recently, and one of them especially we didn't really know much about going into the season. Are there one or two guys on your team right now that by week 6 everybody's going to know their name?
I think we talked as a staff of the amount of depth that we have up front on both sides of the ball. We feel like we've got some guys in those positions that have been, 2 and 3 year starters for us that we're going to rely heavily on come Friday nights. Those guys in the trenches. The great football coaches and the people that know football understand how important those guys are, and it's not any different for us. Our team is going to go based on how well those guys are playing up front, and there's a level of physicality that I think is going to get ramped up into the conference that we're heading to, and we've tried to tell those guys that this is a different breed of football than I'm not saying the OC was soft by any means, but the number of kids out for football, the level of talent that some of these teams have, it's just something that's going to have to be cranked up that much more.
Outstanding, and it's you talk about the Ozark Conference. We're 2 of the best teams in the Ozark Conference in recent years with Lebanon and Joplin. They were formerly of the Ozark Conference, but they're both on your schedule. And then you had a Webb City and a Carthage and Nixa, Republic, teams that are perennially there in the postseason. But Coach, again, thank you so much for your time today. Best of luck, and I know we'll get to talk to you throughout the season, and we'll see you at the quarterback club in September.